the CZ52 pistol. Before we get into it, if you would please, if you're liking this series and what we're covering here, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. If you could, become a member and help support the channel. Alright, when we talk about shit hits the fan guns, alright, military surplus comes in, okay, shit hits the fan, prepping and everything, because mil surplus at certain points in time, the guns are inexpensive, they're reliable, and ammunition also was dirt cheap. And this here is going to be the story of one of them. And again, like I said with my series, we have to take things, we're going to have to add a timeline to this. Okay, and also with handguns, the first critique is it concealable? So at one point in time, I'd say 20 years ago, you could get one of these, you got the holster, you got the handgun itself, a spare magazine and a cleaning rod, and they were all in fairly good shape. CZ52 is a very strange gun. The Czechs were part of the communist bloc. They liked designing their own stuff. They didn't like doing what the Russians did. And they developed this pistol, and when I checked the history of it, originally it was designed in 9mm, but this is in 7.62 by 25. And the reason is because that was what the sidearms in the 50s and 60s used until about, not quite sure when the Makarov come in, but that's what all of these satellite countries used, either with Tokarev pistols or this, for a period of time. Now, concealability. This gun's kind of flat and thin, but it's a full-size service-size gun. This gun is huge. So concealability, I'm going to give it a 3. Also, another drawback is this uses a heel magazine release, okay, and that makes reloading and that kind of difficult on these older guns. So that's going to be another feature that's going to detract from this as we critique it. So concealability, not very good. Now, is this a good gun for prepping, shit hits the fan, whatever, being out there? Well, 20 years ago, this was pretty much on the top of the list. These guns were available for a C-note, 100 units, or even less. You could get that same rig I got for under 100 units, okay? I got it for about that, right on the nose, with sales tax and everything else. And you could buy a box of cartridges. I remember I had one, it was 80 rounds of submachine gun ammo, which worked fine in there, with 7 units, 7 beans, okay, for 80 rounds. Now, to get like Fiyoshi or something, because the days of the surplus cases and tins of them and everything are gone. Somebody told me they paid $53 with tax and everything for 50 rounds of the ammo that goes in there. Factory new stuff. So, with that, 20 years ago, taking the detraction for the heel mag out of there, but you had a holster, you had all the accessories in that for a C-note. I mean, come on, you couldn't beat that deal. And you could get a tin of ammo that you could, put up, sealed, vacuum sealed tin of ammo, dirt cheap. It was excellent for a bad case scenario, shit hit the fan, or if you were prepping or something to store this and everything. It was right up there. Other than the design is a little old, I would have gave it an 8 or a 9. Okay, now I went on a gun broker. You're looking at 4.5 units, 450 units to 5 for a rig, reasonable. And it goes up, there's people asking 600, 700 units. So, cost-wise, that's out the window. And also, for some odd reason, all that surplus 7.62 by 25 ammo, it just evaporated one day. It was just gone. And you couldn't get it no more. And I never found out the reason why. So that is, you know, disclaimer. That was a tragedy. So that hurt all of these surplus guns when it happened. And now with the current global wars, I don't ever see any of it ever coming back again. So a lot of these cool guns in that caliber are going to be relegated to, you know, being put back. Hunting, I'm going to say this really isn't a gun for hunting. I mean, maybe to dispatch an animal or something. So I'm going to give it like a, you know, a 4. And because ammunition, or a 5, give it a 5. General purpose shooting. Now, at one time, these are fun. These are, you know, collectible old guns, unique design, really neat. I've taken this out and just shot at targets, steel plates, whatever. Fun gun to shoot. As far as general purpose in shooting, if you can stomach the cost of the ammo, or if you reload, or if you have some of the old military stuff lying around, that's up there about an 8. It's a fun gun to shoot. And the reason I'm keeping it there is because the ammunition is a downer, and it hurts all of these guns in this caliber. Militia weapon, again, if you got the ammo, it's a service gun. You know, you holster it, you got the holster and everything. If you had enough ammo to you know, make it viable for the situation. It used to be, you know, it's like the SKS and that. People had Tokarevs, people had these guns, and the ammunition was everywhere and cheap, so it was easy to find and get your hands on it. That's not quite the case now. So, I'm going to have to lower that to about a 7 because of the ammo, okay? Collector's item. That's up there at 9. It probably isn't the most desirable gun, but from what I've seen, I think JG Wholesale, last time they had them, was 4.5, 450 units, you know, for holsters and everything. But they're out of stock. They're not available now, and everything on the gun broker. You can't go by the gun broker because all the ones that are priced at 600 units, you don't see no bids on it. But I've seen these go for that in auctions. Okay, so what are you going to do? So yes, I'm going to say collector's item. It's up there, like I said, about an 8 or 9. This isn't one of the ones that people beat the door down for, but somebody might. Ammo price and availability, that's going to take you right down to a 5. When that guy told me he bought a box of Fiyoshi at this place for $53 for 50 rounds, you know, 7.62 ammo, it's sad, okay, what they're getting for it. You know, that's over $1 a round. So it's like, you know, you see it 60, 70, 75 cents, but by the time, you know, you pay the shipping and you pay sales tax, okay, you know, it might be 80 cents a round if you buy a case of it, 70, I think I looked it up. So ammo's an issue there, so not good. Reliability, I'm going to say reliability is good on this, you know, as long as you don't dry fire it a lot, okay. This pistol does, I believe, have a decocker. Yes, it does, which brings it down so you can decock it, put it up. I've shot this, I've never had it malfunction using, you know, submachine gun ammo. It throws the cases about 150 yards, you know, way out there, but no problems. It's a simple design, older design, pretty rugged, you know, all metal. So reliability wise, you're going to give that a 9, okay? Parts, repair, accessories. Well, as far as accessories go, you can get, these have been imported, and the weird thing is these were imported for years. You can buy wooden grips, custom grips for this pistol you can probably still find fairly easy. You wouldn't really need any other things. All your accessories came with it, you know. And I don't know if they sell them or if you can find some sort of holster to fit in there other than what came with them. And as for accessories, this is an old pistol. There's really nothing you can do about it. The only other thing is I did see people offering 9mm barrels. Okay, at one time. That was a very long time ago, and I kind of went back looking for them at one point and I couldn't find them. But there were 9mm conversion barrels available, and if you by chance happen to stumble across one, you can easily convert this to a 9mm. So parts, repair, accessories, we're going to give that an 8 because, you know, they're out there, but something might be hard to find. And overall, as far as I'm concerned, for me, it was a good buy. I still kept this because, you know, I don't have a lot of money tied up into it. And kind of like the Mosin Nagant revolver, you know, which I don't have anymore. I bought one of them just like this, holster and everything, even with a screwdriver, but, you know, they get well over 500 units for that pistol. I'll make a separate video talking about it. And somebody I knew wanted one, and I cut him a deal, you know, and moved it on and used that to add something else to my collection. But this one I've kept, and I probably will. It is a nice gun, just unusual. So overall, if you were lucky to get them back in the day when they were C-note, then you made out, okay? Nowadays, it'd be a tough call. You know, I don't know. Depends how bad you want one. Alright, thank you, and stay tuned.